You were once a maths and music teacher. Now, why turn from education to entertainment?
Originally, it was for money because I was a teacher and my wife was teaching, and we had 2 children in 2 years, and my wife suddenly found she was expecting a third, and I was getting £7 a week, which was, just bearably livable on if your wife was earning the same. But when she stopped work altogether, I had to do something else as well, so I became a country and western singer in the pubs, and I sang country and western in a duo for about 2 years for about 30 bob a night, and then I found the comedians were getting a fiver, and there was only one of them, so I became a comedian. But I sort of bashed away for about maybe 3 years, comicking, and gradually got a style. I remember Ken Dodd said to me, the funny part of your act is not the joke, it's the build-up to it. He said, we've all heard the endings. He said, why don't you drop the endings and just do the build-ups? And that's what I did. And that's what I do in my act now, you see. I just talk about people now. I just say funny things and people laugh at them, thank God.
Now, you're one of the few comedians who managed to actually go on a television set live and take a whole show. I mean, are you a nervous wreck before you go on? I mean, this is quite a responsibility, isn't it?
I would say I'm certainly apprehensive, but I mean, everybody has nerves. I'm sure you do yourself when you're doing radio interviews. It doesn't matter any walk of life, people have nerves, but it's accepting they're there and trying to control them. And when you control them, you work quite well. I mean, I had some nights when they slightly got the better and I might fluff a gag, but other nights if I just said, take your time. It is very trying doing it live, I promise you. I mean, it's much harder than saying, stop the tape, I'll do that gag again, which any fool can do.
Yeah. What makes you laugh then, Jimmy? What is your sense of humour?
Well, I suppose more or less the same as everybody else. I love the characters in Dad's Army and Hello, Hello, Rising Damp, Porridge, Eric and Ernie, Tommy Cooper, and out what I call the young modern comics, Billy Connolly, Lenny Henry, Jasper Carrot, Blackadder. I mean, lots of things that nearly everybody else would like.
Now, you made quite a few records, haven't you? Do you enjoy making records?
I enjoy the ones I do now, the live ones. But in the early days when I was in the Humble Bums with Jerry Rafferty, they were all studio albums, songs and bands and things, and I didn't like it at all. I hated it because I'm a live act, and I'm not that good in the studio. I don't really enjoy it too much. The live albums are great because they just get a mobile recording unit and drive it up to the theatre, and you do your act and they tape it and that's it, finished. There's none of this going to studios in the middle of the night and all that. It's good.
Do you enjoy doing television?
Sometimes. I'd never look forward to it. I like doing Parkinson's show because Mike and I are real pals now. But even then I'm extremely nervous. I don't trust television very much as a medium. I don't mind going on the parquet and talking about myself and what I do and various things, but I hate going on and doing what I do for a living, joking and doing my act. I don't like that much at all. I think I'll give it a miss.
Many of us remember the ecclesiastical situation comedies on the TV, like All Gas and Gaiters. You played Newt.
The Reverend Mervyn Newt, yes.
That was a marvellous series. That was a classic, wasn't it, really?
Well, I think it was, actually. It's surprising how few good scripts that one seems to get these days. Those early days of television, and particularly colour television, seem to use up so many good ideas that it's increasingly difficult, I think, for scriptwriters to find totally new areas for comedy. So many of them have been done before. And it was rather gentle. I think there's the Rick Mayall's, the new kind of wave of comedy when it tends to be rather rude a bit. I think that some of the programmes, like Gas and Gaiters, they manage to be wonderfully funny. Like Yes Minister, of course, does exactly that. It is never rude, it's never vulgar, it's always intensely witty, beautifully observed. I mean, for me, Yes Minister is one of the great comedy programmes of all time, and I only wish that somebody sent me the script instead of sending it to Paul Eddington or one of the others.
Many people remember you as the record, the funky moped. I know all about mopeds. I just come on one, actually. Also, your rather controversial version of Magic Roundabout.
Yes, well, Funky Moped was the A-side of the record, and Chris Roman, who's doing the support with me tonight, actually wrote Funky Moped. Well, he called it Little Big Bike, because mopeds weren't known in America when he wrote it. And that was the side that got played. It got quite a lot of reaction in Birmingham, because I made it as a Birmingham single. And I literally ran out of money making the A-side, Funky Moped, because the Electric Light Orchestra are the backing group on that. I don't know whether you knew that.
Oh, no, I didn't.
You're impressed, David, I can
am.
see. Eh? And your friend. I literally stuck Magic Roundabout on the back as an afterthought because I had to, I mean, when someone said, well, what are you going to do for the B-side? And I went, well, I don't know, and I've got no money left. And I had this Magic Roundabout recorded on a sort of a private album that I was sort of messing about with. And I stuck it on the back, and lo and behold, one of those, I've always said it's the one stroke of luck I've had in the business. The rest has been basically hard work.